Hey there, how are you doing? I'm hoping that you're well. So, thank you again for joining me on this episode. So, the UK media and the royal family are obviously panicking a lot concerning Harry and Meghan's visit to Australia, and not because they care about what will happen to Harry and Meghan, but because they actually fear how they themselves are going to look when the Sussexes land in Australia. See, right now the world sees the kind of people that Harry and Meghan are. They are very hardworking people. They are people who care about others, they want to help others, and their work can clearly be seen. Remember, they do all of this without using taxpayer money, while the other royals receive lots of money from the public, yet they do nothing at all. And that is the reason why these people are panicking further when they hear that the Sussexes are planning to go on any trip to any country because they know how bad it looks for them. And now Amanda Plattel has written another article for the Daily Mail, obviously crying over Harry and Meghan's visit to Australia, but also exposing the main reason why they are so tensed up over all of this. And I'm going to show you that they have reason to worry because Australians have actually started to drag someone like Prince William, while at the same time they are praising Harry and Meghan and saying how they can't wait to see them in their country. Anyway, let's start with this article by Amanda Plattel. So Amanda writes for the Daily Mail saying, "The reason I fear Harry and Meghan are really heading to Australia, the pain it will cause Charles and William, and why they face a bonfire of resentment." Well, let's just leave out this part about them facing a bonfire of resentment because we all know that is not going to happen. That is just what the UK media want to happen to the Sussexes. They wish that will actually happen, but I'm sure Harry and Meghan's visit to that country is going to be very successful as people there adore them and they see the work that they are doing. Now, let's really see why Amanda is saying it's going to cause pain for King Charles and Prince William. So Amanda asks why Prince Harry and Meghan are going to Australia, yet Prince William and Kate were there in 2014 and King Charles and Camilla were there in 2023. And I'm just like, so the Sussexes shouldn't go because William and Kate visited there almost 12 years ago, and Camilla and King Charles were there in 2023, which was actually a very huge flop. I mean, they should just leave them alone. And then she adds saying, "Indeed, constitutional experts in in Australia, predict Harry and Meghan's visit will provide a lightning rod for Australians Republicans, igniting further debate about whether King Charles should remain their head of state." So they're afraid that it will ignite Republicans' protests. So this isn't even about Harry and Meghan because we all know Republicans don't care about the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Their main is King Charles and Prince William, and they protest how they are just taking taxpayer money without doing anything to the public, and they actually want the monarchy abolished. And the Sussexes are not part of the working royals as of this moment. So this just tells me that Amanda is actually more concerned about the royals, while the working royals more than Harry and Meghan. But again, this will obviously show that someone can actually work without using taxpayer money, which is exactly what Harry and Meghan are doing. And continuing, she said that Harry and Meghan's visit will provide a lightning rod for Australians Republicans, igniting further debate about whether King Charles should remain their head of state or, shockingly, whether they need one at all. Inevitable questions are being asked about why there haven't been more frequent visits by senior members of the royal family, with the King's health and Kate's recovery from cancer, and the spotlight has been thrown to Prince William. Some are rudely asking online, does William even want to be our next head of state or not? So you can see that this whole thing is just about Charles and Prince William and what people are going to think when Harry and Meghan arrive in Australia. They know very well that Australians are going to be welcoming to Harry and Meghan, but they just fear how the other royals are going to be seen. Then she goes on to say how Queen Elizabeth II's approval ratings in Australia was at 83%, while for King Charles it's now at 59%, saying that that could worsen if Harry and Meghan go to Australia. Well, these people already know that Australia loves Harry and Meghan. They know that they adore the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, especially given that their last trip to Australia was so successful that it even led to the smear campaigns against Harry and Meghan, which we see right now. So they're panicking because they know how Australia is. They know that the Sussexes are going to be welcome, but they're now trying to cover all of their panic by saying that the Sussexes aren't going to be welcomed and that it's going to be really terrible when they go to Australia. But we all know the reality of things. And Australia has proven again that they actually despise Prince William and the others and love Harry and Meghan. For example, there's this article that was actually written by news.com Australia, and if I may, let me just read you out what this article says. So the words in bold actually read, "Arrogant, shocking claim about Prince William emerges." So this article goes on to say how Prince William is actually very, very rude. How he treats photographers is very bad. In fact, they say that Prince William told one of the photographers to F off. It is a very lengthy piece, but one part that actually got me really interested is when they said, "This William, fiery and irascible, rarely seen in public and could not be further than image. He and his reported team of about 60 staff spent considerable time, energy, and hashtags trying to promulgate of a cool king in the wings who knows his way around the recycling bin and loves to selfie with fans. But what has emerged over the last few years is that there seems to be two Williams, Mr. On and Mr. Off Duty, one who in public gives a picture-perfect charm-a-rama prince and the other who has a fuse that can be measured in millimeters." So they're basically saying that Prince William has these two sides, and one side obviously is what the UK media and his team of 60 staff has been working so hard to portray, but behind the scenes, Prince William is a completely different person. I believe you can tell when someone is pretending and when someone is being genuine. For example, for Prince Harry, you can see that his expressions, his charm is just very natural, even for Meghan. But for Prince William and Kate, most of them are just very pretentious. And even the people of Australia are saying all of that. So, do you actually think the people of Australia are going to welcome Prince William as the next King of England, especially after knowing all of these things about him? And remember, this article was actually written just today. So it isn't from a very long time ago. It's just come as Harry and Meghan have announced their visit to Australia. So if the royals are going to be bashed after Harry and Meghan go to Australia, it's not because of them. I mean, it's not because of Harry and Meghan, or it's not their fault. It is the fault of these people. It's the fault of Prince William, King Charles, and the rest, that they are lazy and they're not genuine, and the public is seeing all of that. And while obviously Australians have been really kind and seem most welcoming to Harry and Meghan, they can't wait to see them. For example, Invictus Games Australia has already bid to host Invictus Games in 2031, and that happened after Harry and Meghan announced that they were going to Australia. So does that seem to you like they actually hate the Duke and Duchess of Sussex? Of course not. It seems to me like they actually see their work, they want to associate more with Harry and Meghan, and they love what they're doing. That is why they are even bidding for these Invictus Games to be held in their country in 2031. And also online, I've seen so many opinions from Australians concerning the Duke and Duchess of Sussex visiting their country, and I must say 90% of them are positive. They can't wait to see Harry and Meghan landing in their country, and Yeah, they can't, I mean, April can't come soon enough, and I'm really, really happy for them. Meanwhile, the leftovers are shaking and trying to blame it all on Harry and Meghan, even spreading lies about how they aren't going to be welcome. Well, who told you so? Who came up with these lies, or how do they know that they aren't going to be welcome? As far as I can see, there's already a huge there's already a lot of excitement in Australia over Harry and Meghan going there. So yeah, that is it from me today, and I'd love to know what you think. Then I'll see you on the next episode. Goodbye.